Hi everyone, thanks for joining me on the channel. In this particular video we're going to have an unboxing. It's a special unboxing for me because this is a watch that I purchased that I had my eye on for quite a while, and I finally pulled the trigger. It was kind of a now or never situation. It's a very special watch for me, and I really like it. As soon as I saw it, I kind of knew I wanted it, but it took me a while to pull the trigger because sometimes I think about watches, I like them, and then I completely forget about them and don't think about them again, and maybe if I see them again in a few months I'll remember that I was interested in that watch. But other times there's watches that I see, I look into, and then I just don't stop thinking about, and this happens to be one of those watches. It's quite an expensive watch, and some of you will think that because of the brand it shouldn't be that expensive. I agree to a certain extent, but this particular watch, I believe it has attributes that justify the price in a way. If it was another brand and that particular watch, or a well-known brand, and that particular watch had all of the same attributes as this watch, I think it could well be a lot more expensive. So in any case, the brand itself is MarchLab, and I believe it's a French brand, and it's pretty much a micro-brand, but it's very well known over in Europe. I'm not sure in the UK if it's very well known, but it's a watch brand I've come across, and I like some of their designs, but never really thought, okay, I'm going to go pick up one of their watches, although I have followed the watches that they bring out and followed the brand. But this particular one, as soon as I saw it, I really wanted it. So we're going to have a look. It is a limited edition. It took me a while to pull the trigger. I'm not sure if there's any available now. I bought it from a French retailer, an authorized dealer. So we'll take a look. The watch itself, it comes with what looks like a postcard with some artwork on it, potentially by a well-known artist on behalf of the brand, as you can see, MarchLab, and I think that is the name of the artist. On the reverse side we've got the company logo and the name, once again the artist, I believe the name of the artwork, and just the company website at the bottom. Alongside that we've got this book. Now I'm not sure what this book is all about because it's in French, so I will do some research on it because it looks like quite an in-depth book. I'm guessing it obviously has something to do with watches. You guys can tell me if any of you guys are French out there, but nowadays it's quite easy to get some translations done and things like that, so I'm sure I'll be able to read some of this. I did take GCSE French, but that was quite a while ago. So let's go ahead and open the watch for now. So it's nicely wrapped in this tissue paper. The retailer itself that I bought it from is called Lepage, basically. I wouldn't know how to say that in a French accent. But as you can see here, the watch is really nicely packaged. It's even got a wax seal, which is not something you see very often, but it's beautifully packaged. So we'll go ahead and take that off and we'll break the wax seal, I guess. which was beautifully tied, I have to say. I've wrapped a lot of presents in my time, and I've given ribbons a go, and believe me, it's not something I'm good at or something that's easy in the slightest. So let's start by opening up the paper. As you can see here, we have the box, and what we'll do is we'll move that away. You guys won't know this, but this is actually fragranced, so it's a really nice smell that comes from the paper, I guess. So they've actually fragranced the paper, which is really nice. But here's the box. It's a fairly straightforward box, cardboard, I believe, but it's got a nice embossing on it. Some of it looks like crocodile print, and then it changes. It seems it's got some sort of gradient, but let's go ahead and open that up. Here we go. So inside the box we've got a case, which is a nice carry case. This is actually quite beautiful, well designed, and you can see it's designed after the actual brand logo, which is nice to see. So you've got that, and then inside again we've got the warranty card. Because I bought this watch from an authorised retailer. And then we've got a few other postcards potentially. Let's have a look. Okay, just some marketing materials, some images of their other watches. And then a note from the brand, also in French, so difficult for me to read, but again I can translate and have a look, and those of you who can read French can have a look here if you're interested. So now let's get down to the actual watch itself, because that's what we're all here to see. Well, I am anyway. I'm very, very excited, even though my voice may not portray that. So let's go ahead and get this opened. Okay, so we are the other way around, and here we go. That is the MarchLab limited edition super titanium, or I should say grade 5 titanium. Super titanium is more of a citizen thing. And it's the AM2 Slim. So I believe they came out with an AM2 which was either 39 or 40 millimeters, and then this came out as a limited edition of 133 pieces, and this happens to be one of them, and it was in a 36 millimeter. So what usually happens when brands do that and they bring out a limited edition in a new case size and things like that, it kind of hints at some production, and as I suspected, they have come out with a 36 millimeter AM2 Slim, but the general release is in stainless steel. This watch, however, is super titanium. Now, it does look beautiful, as I suspect, well, as I knew it would, because I've been looking at this watch for a very, very long time. Let's see if we can get these stickers off. And you got a glimpse of the case back there. I've got some stickers on the bracelet. I may just take them off in a moment and I'll come back. I may pause the video for a moment, but as you can see, this is the watch. Let me see if I can improve the video quality with the focus. Okay guys, I just tried to change the definition on the camera, upgrade it to 4K, so hopefully you guys would be able to see a little bit better. It's an absolutely gorgeous watch. As you guys may know, titanium is obviously notoriously difficult to finish. That's why a lot of titanium watches that you see will either be brushed or bead blasted. To polish titanium is no mean feat, and this watch has got quite a vast amount of polishing. Obviously this is just the unboxing. I will do a much more in-depth review with some much nicer shots of the watch itself, overlaid over the voiceover and things like that, so you guys can get a better look. But because I was unboxing it, I just thought I'd make a video. It's just gorgeous, and you can see here you've got those green accents on that dial, and it is actually a guilloche dial. Whether that's done with the traditional guilloche method, I can't say, but the design itself is beautiful. Inside this watch is a Joux-Perret, and it's a Swiss movement, and it's a GMT movement, and as you can see this watch is made in France, and it has got a closed case back. I believe the stainless steel model that's been released has got an open case back, which is nice to see, but this titanium is a closed case back. The watch itself is really light, as you would expect, given it's made of titanium. Absolutely gorgeous. I hope you guys think so too, because in terms of price, this thing cost me around £2,300, which is quite a lot of money to be paying for a brand like MarchLab, which is very well known, but it's by no means established for like 20-30 years or anything much longer than that even. It's quite a new brand. It's very much in the MicroBrand territory, but I do like MicroBrands. I have got quite a few watches by them, and quite a few watches which are made by MicroBrands, and usually they're not. I have steered away from paying this kind of money for a MicroBrand watch, but when I saw this, I simply had to consider it, and after I considered it for a while, I ended up buying it. It's just gorgeous. You guys can see it's playing with the light there. If I can just get some of the lighting on. Okay guys, I just changed the lighting setup a bit to see if I can get just to get that light play on the polished surfaces, to show you guys just how well finished this watch really is. It's absolutely gorgeous. I haven't taken the sticky plastic off the strap. I'll probably only do that when I size it now, but obviously when I do a more thorough video on the watch, hopefully you guys will get a chance to see everything, all the details a bit better. So anyway, this is a GMT. It's a beautiful watch, it really is, and it's only one of 2 GMTs that I actually own at the moment. The other is the Grand Seiko. It's also a very, very beautiful watch. and I'll also show you guys that one day soon, hopefully. But this is the MarchLab. So now I wouldn't want to say that all their watches are like over £2,000 and things like that. The stainless steel version is a lot cheaper than this, and it's a general release. I believe their watches in general are around the £1,000 mark, maybe a little bit more, depending on the model. But this is obviously a special limited edition, and that's why it's given that price tag. And I think in the main the price tag comes from the titanium. So anyway guys, thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you like this watch as much as I do, and I will obviously do a more in-depth review on the watch itself and go through any of the things I've found in terms of the fit and finish and things like that. It's difficult to gauge as you've just unboxed it. I'm going to have to handle it a bit more and wear it, of course, and then I'll get a much better picture. But at the moment I'm very, very pleased that I made this purchase, even though in normal circumstances I wouldn't want to pay this amount of money for a MicroBrand watch, just because you're not sure if the value will be retained really. You want some of the value, you want some of that brand value. Of course you don't know where the brand will be, so in many years time, for me, watches, when I'm paying that kind of money, I want to be able to pass that watch down. I want to be able to have that watch for a lifetime and beyond really. So I want the brand to have that sort of longevity, because it's nice when you pass something down and that brand is obviously recognised by the new generations, and they also really like it or enjoy the designs or the manufacturer, whatever it may be, and then they're able to experience that because you passed that watch down, which is really nice. So in those kind of experiences, the brand matters. But hopefully I'll be able to convey how beautiful this watch really is, and I'm sure they'll be around. They're a very established brand now. They're one of those micro brands that are verging on mainstream in Europe anyway. So that's the watch, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll do another video about this watch and many, many others. It's all my taste really. These aren't reviews of watches that are promotional in any way. These are just watches that I've collected, and that's what this channel's all about really. Things that I like to collect and trying to share it with people and seeing if anyone feels the same way I do really, and in the same way learning about the things that you guys like to collect. And it's just gorgeous. I'm transfixed by the watch right now, but hopefully we'll see you guys again soon, and I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely evening. Take care everyone. Bye bye.